Marcel, I ain't caught up with you in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Where are you at, bro? I'm just gonna stay up. Where are you at? Are you seeing any of this? Are you positive still? Like, where is Marcel at? I need to know, bro.
I feel as though he needs a bit more time. I feel as though we're coming up to we're fast approaching 10 games, and for me that's the principle that I've believed in. Even under Ole, I was like, it's too early maybe to sack someone. So I'm looking at as once we get to the 10 games, then we can get a full evaluation of what's happened thus far from the start of the season. Obviously, I think we're at 3 losses, 2 wins, and a draw, but we're still 4 points off our target, obviously, of 4th, 5th, and 6th, which a huge swing could happen. There's the next 4 games, 3 of them are games that we could potentially get things from. I think there's other managers that could do a better job than what he's doing currently now. So I'm a bit conflicted in that sense, where if he was to get sacked, it wouldn't be that much of a major concern for me, and I could understand that the plays that we have maybe better suit a different formation, the 4-2-3-1, the 4-3-3. But I think right now, if we think about the game against Sunderland, Brighton, and I believe it's Forest, those are games where you would like to think, I think 2 of them at home, where we could pick up points, and the whole outlook of the season and where we are on the table could change. The front 3 still need time to gel. I don't think we've seen many games with the front 3 playing together. I know Tamo just mentioned, obviously, he's been very well backed, but, Cunha picked up an injury, and they had the 3 players, the forward line hasn't been able to play together. I think Ruben still needs to be brave in his decision making. The team, the type of players that he's playing hasn't been positive enough. He's playing too many defensive players. So there is major issues. I think it might be. It's not got for me. It's just not got to the space where it's untenable, where it's like we must sack him now. So depending on the results,
what would that constitute for you? What is that? If it's not now, or from what you've seen, when would that be? When it's like 10 games and what was still in this position? Is that?
If you lose to Sunderland, it gets very concerning. For Liverpool, I guess nobody has no faith here. I'm assuming none of you have no faith we'll pick up anything. It's away as well. And then if you lose at home to Brighton, well, then you've pretty much caught you're begging to be sacked. And then Forest is away. So after that, you really do get a bigger picture when it comes to November. It's time most probably to go. And I think that's perfectly the same time that Ten Hag got sacked, where we looked at and said this is untenable. And I think it's an international break comes after that at some point in November. It would make sense. I could understand why people would say sack him now. Fully understand that. Because you're looking at the scope of all the games that he's played thus far, like DJ just mentioned, how many games, how many wins, and I understand that scope. But he's got a new forward line. He's playing Bruno in a different position. All these variables for me, I think, need a bit more time to be played out. In my opinion,
Marcel, can I just ask you one question, my brother? Just one question.
Yeah.
Do you know how many games he has won in the Premier League since he came to the club?
I think it was 9 or so. 9,
8.
Oh, 8.
He's won 8 games, bro. Certain teams do that in one season, bro. Yeah, 8 games since he's come. It's not good enough, and he's not even.
Actually, I think it is 9. Isn't it 9? Well, we're arguing over small potatoes, but
yeah.
It might be 9.
No, but
either side, 9, 8, same thing to me. Yeah. Like it's just shit.
He will sack himself. I've mentioned to him. I was at the Fulham game. I tried to tell him when he came out the ground, change to 3-5-2. So I don't even.
Wait. Stop. Hold on. Wait. We're not. Wait. Hold on. You did what?
Yes, so I'm pretty sure there's loads of fans around at the end by the coaches, because in the full Flex, you definitely know outside it's right there. The coaches are right there outside of the famous ground, or the old ground, even though they've adapted it a little bit. And I remember you doing content of like high up into their new part of the stadium, but it's like I was right there and I was shouting right at him. But he just ignored me, which was annoying. But I know his ears are working perfectly fine. I know his ears are working perfectly fine, Flex. So. It's one of the ones I was shouting at him like, you need to play 3-5-2. You need to just pack up the midfield, make it even. It's the Premier League. But he's talking about the Pope, but I'm hoping that I'm a bit different from the Pope, where he'll get through to him. So
so isn't that alarming to you then, that even you're shouting to him what to do, he's not listening to you, bro? You don't care. He's going against what you're saying, and we're still losing. So Does that fit your rhetoric then? Of like, you've come up with a solution, he's point blank ignored you.
Yeah, I know it's difficult. It's difficult to like fully accept that this guy's extremely stubborn, and he's gonna sack himself. That's why I've got to the point where like I believe he's gonna sack himself. But I would still want to see what happens within the next game,
but
because I'm
then
not worried about the season being
why
thrown
give him
away.
more games?
Because you just interrupted it. Like, I'm not worried about the whole thing about, you know, the season being thrown away or anything like that, Tamo. For me, it's just about my principle of I liked at the beginning from game 0 to game 10, I like to see what's happened throughout that process, Tamo. So for me, that's the only reason at this point. It would be nice to see a bit of adaptation. But the next 4 games, I feel like you can amass some sort of points where the outlook looks a little bit different. And then again, the strength of the front three, they gel together a little bit more, Tamo. So that hopefully